Welcome back and welcome in. Today's episode is entitled Where Do We Go From Here? Featuring the Bronze Bomber, none other than Deontay Wilder. Deontay unfortunately had a rough weekend, suffering his fourth loss in five fights, this time a KO loss in the fifth round to Big Bang Zhile Zhang. This fight subsequently brings an end to the Deontay Wilder, who's a top heavyweight in the world. I can't see him regaining that level of success in the ring. I will say this: over the last couple of days, there's been a lot of criticism thrown his way, with a lot of people essentially saying he's washed up and saying he never really was that good of a heavyweight. And I want to remind everyone, yes, this version of Deontay Wilder we're seeing now is no longer in his prime. He's no longer, the killer that he was once upon a time. But let's not have revisionist history to the man's career. He is someone who picked up boxing in his 20s, his early 20s, and 2 years after he picked up boxing, he medaled in the Olympics. He was a bronze medalist. He then translated that into a career as WBC heavyweight champion, where he made 10 successful title defenses. He reinvigorated heavyweight boxing in America, where there weren't any other heavyweight boxers in America, where the sport, that division, was strictly overseas. Yes, the moment he stepped up in competition, he started to lose. But essentially, you can't knock a fighter or any athlete who beats all the people they're supposed to beat and unfortunately lose to the people we anticipate them losing to. There's nothing wrong with that. He's had a great career, and this revisionist history to try to say he wasn't that good is a bit of nonsense. I do think it's time for him to hang it up. I think he's done all he can at heavyweight. However, I will suggest this. If Deontay wishes to continue fighting, and if his physique and his frame and his scale is indication of the weight that he's going to continue coming in at, which is 214 pounds. And just to put that in perspective, he came in at 214 pounds, which is 70 pounds less than Big Bang Zhile Zhang. That's a massive difference. That's basically the frame of an old woman. Okay, he basically gave up that much weight to Zhile Zhang. So if he wishes to continue fighting and he's going to stay around that weight, I don't think he should drop to cruiserweight, simply because I don't think he can beat the best guy there, which would be Jai Opataya. But I do think he should at least flirt with the idea of carrying the division of Bridgerweight, which is the WBC's weight class between cruiserweight and heavyweight, and the WBA, which is super cruiserweight, which they haven't even crowned a champion yet. I think if Deontay was to fight at that division, he's a name, he's a draw. There isn't much fight. There aren't many fighters at that division, so it's not to say he's going to be facing the cream of the crop. And it'll allow Turki Al-Sheikh to still feature him, because I can tell they're really high on Deontay. I think they personally like him as a fighter and as a person, and they want to feature him more. But it's really hard to sell fans on him fighting anyone in the heavyweight division at this point in time. I think anyone short of maybe Jarrell Miller, I think I would favor them beating him. And even then, I'm not sure. Deontay just looks like a totally different fighter. But I do think there's a space where he can occupy as Bridgerweight champion in WBC or Super Cruiserweight champion in WBA if he wishes to continue. But realistically, I think it's just time. It's time for him to hang it up. A lot of people are saying that he's fighting hesitant. I'm not sure so much he's hesitant as he is inept. His one greatest strength, and without disrespecting his career, he was a one-trick pony. And that trick was the TNT nuclear weapon that he had in his right hand. And after he landed it on Tyson Fury and Fury got up, shook it off and ended up winning the next round in their first match, I think that kind of threw things off. He took a pretty bad beating in the rematch. And the third fight, yes, he went out on his shield, but he gave Tyson Fury everything that he could possibly give him, and it didn't stop him, which is the first time he probably encountered that in his entire career. So I think that kind of rattled his psyche, that kind of, broke the armor and the confidence that he normally had. And his career kind of just never really bounced back from that. But he's had a great, illustrious career. He's been a great heavyweight champion. And I just think that either he should hang it up or he should entertain, carrying the flag for the division between cruiserweight and heavyweight.